Now, ever since the Ford Ranger Raptor came out in the Philippines, we started to see way more of them, but this is something that we don't see often very much here in the Philippines. Here we have the 2020 Ford F-150 Raptor. Today I'm going to show you around this car and I'm also going to give it a test drive. But before that, please don't forget to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to my channel to see more updates, and also don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Let's start with the front of the F-150 Raptor. So just like the Ranger Raptor, you get this huge grille that says Ford on it instead of your regular blue Ford logo that's round. So look at those letters. One of them is just bigger than my hand, each one of them. Now these lights are pretty cool too. If I just press the unlock button on the remote, it has a nice shade of orange and goes around like that. Pretty cool. This one doesn't have fog lamps down here in the bumper, so it's just a hole right there, but at least you can see your shock absorbers from here, which, by the way, these are Fox Racing inspired, or Fox Racing suspension that they have in this car. Compared to the regular F-150, this one is definitely higher, and the hood says it all. I mean, look how high this hood is. It's like my shoulder level. You also get these vents down here in the middle for more airflow for that EcoBoost engine. Now over to the side, it has the same tires as the Ranger Raptor, but these are wider. Since this car is wider even from the original F-150, these are specifically designed for the Raptor, called the BF Goodrich KO2 tires. Now the Ranger Raptor has 285 70/17s, but this one has 315 70/17s, so that is incredibly wide. As we move on over to the side, same thing, we'll see the flared fenders. You get the same air vent right here, huge wing mirrors. Then you also get the same washout textured stepboard, which you definitely need so that, number one, you won't slip. Number two, you can actually enter this car that's incredibly high. Moving on over to the back. Now here at the back, you can see just how nice those shock absorbers are. The car's just so high, so you can really see a lot of it. At the back, actually, the axle here can give a wheel travel of up to 13.9 inches, while in the front, it's only 13 inches. So this car is really something that you would want to use off-road. Here at the back, I love just how big this car looks. I mean, first, these lights are very similar to the Ranger Raptor as well. They're very nice. And this trim over here that just says Ford, and you also get F-150 and Raptor over there, and it's all blacked out, which is really cool. Now down here you get this bumper, which is solid steel, I believe. You also get these two tow hooks on both sides, and look how big these tailpipes are. I can fit my hand in there. Just careful not to burn myself. This is pretty hot. Now if we open it, now this, whoa, okay, this is an incredibly heavy tailgate, and honestly, that's not surprising given its size. Look at the size of this thing. This is at least 1.5 times the size of a Ranger Raptor. Closing this one up, it's pretty heavy. And over here, you can see that you also get a reverse camera over here, which is something you'll need for how big this car is. To get a glimpse of what is under the hood of this car, first you have to go through the task of being able to open this hood. So, this is probably one of the the heaviest hood I've ever opened. And it's the largest too. And under the hood, finally, you can see that there is a 3.5 liter EcoBoost V6 engine, which produces 450 horsepower and a whopping 691 Newton meters of torque. Now, if those figures are not enough for you, then I don't know what is. Close that up. It is pretty high, and you have to reach and close it like that. One damn large hood. So entering the F-150 Raptor, I love this stepboard right here because you really need it. This car is incredibly high. Let's check the thud of the door first. That is probably one of the best sounding door thuds I've ever heard in a car. Let's start the car up. So you don't get push button. You still have this flip key. Ooh, now that sounds good. It's no V8, so you don't get that V8 rumble, but it's pretty good too, especially for a pickup. Now let's turn on the AC first. And over here inside, now I was expecting the materials here to be a bit better than the Ranger Raptor, but you don't get soft touch dash, so it's all just plastic all over there, hard touch plastic. Here too on the side, but at least your armrest here, it is padded, and this one too in the middle, which is nice and wide too. Given how wide this car is, it's also nice and padded. Now the steering wheel is very chunky. It's definitely bigger than a Ranger. You get the same red racing stripe up above and the same Raptor symbol down here. There's just so much buttons going on in the steering wheel. It's just on both sides. There's really a lot to play around here. You got paddle shifters too. And since this is a USDM vehicle, The Ranger Raptor has a stock here for your wiper, but for this one, it's the traditional US style, so it's all just a single stock, both for your wipers and for your indicators. Down here to the left, you get automatic headlamps, you get fully power adjustable up and down windows. And what's cool about this is that the door handle in this car, where is it? How do you get out of the car? There's nothing to pull. Well, actually, it's here by the door handle itself. You just squeeze and push the door open. Again, let's get that thud. Ah, yes. Now here in the middle, you get this nice infotainment system, which is actually very similar. I believe this is a Sync 3 as well, similar to the Ranger Raptor or just your regular Ranger. You also get the sat nav as standard, but I'm pretty sure you won't use that. You have Waze anyway. Here you get your 2H 4A, I believe that's automatic, H and L as well. Then you have this trailer backup thing, which I'm yet to figure out what it does. Climate control system is very similar to a Ranger Raptor. And over here you get both the household plug socket and the regular 12-volt outlet. Close that up, open this, and you get this huge cubby with two USB ports. You get two cup holders here, which are again very big, and two more back here. Now this one, your shifter, what's cool about the shifter is like in most cars you manually shift by like bringing it to the side and up and down. For this one, you use your thumb for plus and minus. Pretty cool. Now bring that back up like that, open this up. That's huge. I've driven the Toyota Sequoia once and it was pretty big. This is around the same size, if not just a bit bigger. Now over here to your glove box, that's also rather large. The seats in this car, it is power adjustable for both sides, including the passenger, and there's really plenty of adjustments to the seat. You even get like lumbar support, which is definitely an added addition for a car this price point. And aside from that, you get the sunroof, which is panoramic all the way to the back. And I'm talking about like just halfway or 3/4 of the way. It's all the way to the back. So your passengers definitely have a great time here. Now again, we go back to the seats. The seats, they're very much the opposite of the Ranger Raptor. So in the Ranger Raptor, it's Alcantara in the middle and it's leather in the bolstering. But for this one, you do get the same thick bolstering, albeit it's a bit thicker. But it's the bolstering that has like these cloth material, while the seat itself, the seat back, it's all leather. You get the same Raptor logo right here, which is a nice touch. The gauges in this car too, it's really, really nice. It even has this turbo gauge right there. Now, it doesn't have the same flickering light, red light effect that the Ranger Raptor has, which is kind of sad, but hey, anyway, still looks pretty cool. This car has 11,915 kilometers on it. Here at the back of the F-150 Raptor, first let's check the thud of the door. So again, it's a very great sound, but here at the back, the same materials from the front, so all that hard touch plastic can still be found here. You do at least get that same cool door handle that you just squeeze to open. Now back here, really, I don't care if you're a 7-foot person driving behind another 7-foot person. There's more than enough legroom in this car. I mean, if I said just sit properly, that's almost a meter long of legroom, maybe 3/4 of a meter. This is just so much legroom for any car. Now, if you pull this down, this is your only toy right here. You got an armrest that is nice and padded. This one, you open this. There are cup holders, but they're ridiculously small for a car of this size, which is quite funny looking. Close that back up. Here in the middle, you get the 2 USB ports. You get one of those household sockets as well. And you also get one of your regular 12-volt outlet for your car. Now, if you want to sit here in the middle, I don't get why anyone wouldn't want to sit here, because this car is ridiculously wide. So even if you're here for like 5 hours straight on a drive to, I don't know, Pangasinan maybe, there's no problem at all. There's again so much leg room, and there's also so much shoulder room. So even if you seat like 3 obese people right here, no problem at all. Oh, by the way, you also get 2 cup holders here for people at the back. So driving the 2020 Ford F-150 Raptor. So if you saw my review recently on the Ranger Raptor, I did say that that is probably the most fun pickup that you can pick up. But apparently I'm wrong. This is hands down the most fun pickup you can pick up. But then again, this car costs like 3 to 4 times more. So that does make sense too. Okay, now driving this car, It is very much similar to driving something like a Ford Expedition. After all, the Ford Expedition is based on, well, the F-150. And it is incredibly soft. So you'd expect off-road vehicles to be extremely harsh on the road, but actually no, their suspension is tuned so that it can easily articulate over off-road track. So this car on the road is incredibly comfortable. Like, you will barely feel any of the imperfections in the road. Sure, there's those small jitters that is normal, especially because of these tires, just like that, but they are just so soft. It doesn't jar you at all. Now, this car's a 3.5 liter EcoBoost motor. Although it's not a V8 engine, it's more than enough, which I shall demonstrate right now by flooring it. And oh, that's so fast. Oh gosh, that's almost 100 miles per hour right there in a span of I don't know how many seconds, but this is so damn fun. Let's try to accelerate again, and I'm just gonna floor it. Oh, the soundtrack is amazing. Oh my gosh, hands down. Okay, hands down, the most fun pickup. The brakes are pretty good too with this car. This car is just amazing. But now the question is, can you daily drive this car? Given what it is, yes, you can actually daily drive this easily. I mean, it's just pretty much your regular old pickup, just like your Ranger. Sure, it is a lot wider, it's a lot chunkier, it's a lot longer as well. But for example, you're gonna park this, you do get a reverse camera, so that's fine. Yes, you still have to probably practice on it a little bit. But for example, me, I learned how to drive pretty much within Ford Expedition, so it's definitely not a problem for me. When it comes to visibility, the A-pillars, you barely see anything out of them, but not to worry, because the windows are pretty large too, and they extend towards the front of the vehicle a lot, so you can easily just turn your head a little bit and see everything on your corners. You also get these huge wing mirrors, which definitely aid into visibility a lot. Now, it doesn't feel claustrophobic in here as well, because again, given how wide it is, and second, because of this panoramic sunroof, which brings in so much natural light in here. So if you get kids, it's definitely going to be fun if you want to put your kids at the back too. As you can see, probably there's a bunch of pillows in there, and kids love it. Kids definitely love it. This car is just great for your out-of-town trips with your family. If you also want to take it in the track, in the off-road track that is, you can also definitely do that. Speaking of a track, for that matter, what about the body roll in this car? Well, yes, it does roll a lot. It definitely boats about, especially given its size. That's nothing to be shocked about. But you know, in those straight lines, when you want to have fun, just like again now, feels like a Mustang. This is where I drove the Ford Mustang GT, the V8 model, and I must say, when it comes to the fun experience, it's roughly the same. I could say this is as fun as driving a Mustang. Now, another cool thing about this car is that it has a 10-speed automatic, means that it's very not jittery when you're in stop and go traffic, because after all, the transmission has so many options, so many gears to choose from. Overall, would I recommend you buy this? If you have the cash, more than 6 million pesos, yes, definitely go ahead and buy it. However, if you don't have the cash, then perhaps you can settle for a Ranger Raptor, because that can do pretty much half or a bit more than half than what this car can do for a fraction of the price. If you like this video, please don't forget to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see more car reviews.